this evening. It is 7:30 in the evening. It's still very bright outside, everybody. Not sure when this light will start to get darker or sooner, but we are pretty late and it is bright outside. I don't really have much to say. I did just upload another video, kind of in higher quality 4K imagery. So you're welcome to check that out. And more of a chat than an actual visual display of anything much that is new. Of course, it is all live, real time, but hi from Tucson. I'm on the mountain, 8,000 feet. Hi, good stuff. Nick, good stuff. Well, are you climbing or are you just sitting down on the mountain? Are you 8,000 feet up and just resting, or are you like climbing? That sounds fun. Galveston County Mike, good evening. Hey. There's a guy named Arnaud or something. He's a free climber. Pretty interesting guy in a cabin. Good stuff. That's nice. Good, you bought it. Good stuff. Yeah. I had a cabin out. I had like a remote location that I built over many years out in Virginia, and then I just I sold it and decided to have a little bit more exciting life than I was having. I was having an exciting life, but I was looking for more excitement. Yeah, cooler up, 8,000 feet up, huh? That's cool. Yeah, I lived in Tucson, well, south of Tucson, for about almost 8 months in 2013. What was it? I was in Patagonia, Arizona. Yeah, living in Tucson there for almost for a good period of time. It gets cold at night, especially in around the December, January time frame. Very cold. I don't know what they're doing over there. I did get a couple of different shots from different angles, and I couldn't really see much about anything that they might be doing over on those chopsticks over there. I have walked around and haven't been able to see anything. Monsoon season, steamy, humid, and 105 degrees, so altitude makes a difference. Good stuff. Today in July of 2022, July 15th. Yep, it's that's good to know. Do people have much success growing fruits and vegetables out there and at those altitudes in Arizona, even though it's warm? Or is it tough and dry? Is it like kind of hard to keep everything watered because it's so what is it called? You said it's humid right now, but it can get, what is it called? Lack of humidity, dry. It can get dry, I think, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, if we see each other sometime, say hello. You know, that's cool. Good stuff. Arid. That's good. That's a good word. That people walking up there on top of the chopsticks right now is kind of one of the most exciting things that I can see or find. I did see some venting, which I put in a video. I believe it was liquid nitrogen venting, just by the suborbital tank farm. in a video I uploaded just before. Well, if there's anything you want to share about Arizona, go ahead. Love to learn more or just hear what's going on. So. Oh yeah. Wow. So yeah, so you're thinking about launch and maybe driving down. The only if you have a Tesla, that's great. If you don't, then that's kind of expensive on the gas. I don't know if you could fly and get like an open return ticket. No guarantee when they'll do that flight. I'm still thinking maybe sometime in August, around the second week of August. But don't count on me to get any, you know, flights or anything. That's not based on much information. That's just what I was thinking before they had that event a couple days ago. Well, it's just a beautiful day out here. It's like sunny, very sunny here. And, you know, things are moving along, you know. They got the booster out this morning. I uploaded that video that I got those middle of the evening clips on this morning, July 15th. I believe it was after midnight when they did that move. I heard that the road closure was going to get canceled at 2 a.m. But I think they canceled the road closure, I think around 1 or so, 1 a.m. It seemed like it was around a little bit later than, or it could have been 11. I'm not sure of the time frames because I was waiting so long for them to open that road closure that I kind of lost track of time. But I think I made it to my camera somehow around 1 something p.m. and it had shut itself off. I guess the backup battery power I had run out of juice, and it shut off at a good time because after a 12 or more hour live stream, YouTube starts cutting off the beginning sections so that it's only a maximum of 12 hours. So it's a good thing that that battery did cut out after 10 and a half hours or so. It was a good time. Good, like almost the exact right time for it to die. So. That's about it. I can let me get more closer to the road here. I'll get some shots of the orbital tank farm. I'm trying to do like a video in the morning and then one in the evening on most days, if not. So that's kind of the goal I've set for myself, at least for the foreseeable future. So there's some tankers down there. I'm in a wait and see like you. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen here. And I'm also waiting to see on the results of a few other things that maybe the land purchase will get finished by the time we launch, and some other stuff, or maybe it won't. So, you know, just time to see how things roll here. Yeah, it's worth coming here. If some of you, if you're watching and you haven't been here, you know, make it a special occasion. It wouldn't be something you want to do every day, but you could spend 3 or 4 days here, just getting familiar with the area and some of the, maybe talk with some of the people in the area. That could be worth it. The beaches over by, there are some beaches here, but I personally like the beaches over at South Padre Island better than the ones here. The water just seems a little bit nicer. It's more clear, the water is over there. And the beaches are more manicured over at the South Padre Island. If any of you go during the day to South Padre Island, you can, for the Isla Blanca Park, you can park outside of the area over there and just walk through and go to the beach. If you wanted to camp out, it's like $25 for a tent if you have your own tent, and or just to park $25. You can just park outside for free if you wanted to and walk to the beach. And you can even sleep overnight in your vehicle outside of the park there in the parking lot. And that's kosher for a couple days. The visitor center over there is at Isla Blanca. There's a visitor center, and you're allowed to park in that parking lot overnight for free too. So there's options for almost anybody. There is a transit service also, a bus service over on South Padre Island, which can take you to Walmart or wherever you want to go and back to the park area. That's free. And then there are a bunch of good hotels over in Harlingen, I heard. And there's some decent ones in Brownsville as well. Anywhere from about $40 a night or so in Brownsville to more expensive ones west in McAllen or in Harlingen. There's no really expensive hotel around here. And if you want to see the launch, then you might want to go to South Padre Island with an RV, or maybe you want to stay at Rocket Ranch. I don't know. It might be nicer to stay in a hotel or to camp out right there at the park, where you might be able to just walk outside your door and see the rocket launch across the channel 5 miles away, you know. If you were to camp out in Brownsville at a hotel or something, or closer to the launch site like at Rocket Ranch or something, then to see the launch you would still have to leave the area and drive to somewhere where you can watch it. Some of the houses around here are far enough away. Rocket Ranch might be far enough away where you could just stay, and I think they have an observation tower now, which might be pretty awesome if you wanted to see the launch. It might be closer if you were to go to South Padre Island than to Rocket Ranch. Or maybe you know somebody in the area who lives a little bit closer than Rocket Ranch, but they do have an awesome tower over there. I've seen some photos of it. I've never actually been there in person, but to see that new construction. But South Padre Island's like 5 miles away, and it's pretty close if you wanted to just have a good rate. They have some decent showers if you are gonna stay there in an RV. They have a bathroom with some nice warm showers, and that's a good spot. I lived there for 2 months when I first got here in March of 2021 over at Isla Blanca Park. I camped out for $25 a night for 2 months, and I paid an extra $100 a month deposit so that I can get electricity, and then they refunded about $98 a month out of that $100 because I only used about $2 a month in electricity. So they just like to have the electricity paid up front, and then they'll give you a refund if you don't use it all. So that's the way it turned out. And then after that, I moved to this area here in the Brownsville, Boca Chica area. And I've been here, I rented out in Brownsville for over a year. And then I just moved closer to the launch site recently. So it is a Friday night. I'm not sure I might go to town for the second time. I might be spending a little extra cash on gas just to go do something interesting. It's been an amazing week. Yeah. What were you? What are you referring to, Helena? What do you mean? Is that what happened? What do you mean? Yeah, I moved into my truck recently. June 30th, I moved into my truck. So I'm camping out on the beach here at Boca Chica. You're allowed to do that, camp out at the beach. So, and then I move out of the way during the road closures, and then I'm at the roadblock, or I go to town or something. Galveston County Mike, awesome. Welcome to Falcon Heavy as a member. Wow, good stuff. Yeah, when I was here last year, Mike, if you have any questions, or if you've been here for several months, that's cool. Just ask. Good stuff. Last year, when I was spending a lot of time around here too, I lived in the area here around the long side again for 2 months. I went to Isla Blanca Park for 2 months, and then I moved closer to here at the beginning of June, I think. March, April, May, no, at the beginning of May, I moved around the launch site when I learned that that was an option, and I kind of camped out for 2 months, and then after that, I was like, time to get an apartment, because I'd actually started making money on the YouTube channel. The issue when I started renting an apartment was that my commute started taking up a chunk of my day, and then it was kind of more comfortable to stay in the apartment and wait for something exciting to happen here at SpaceX before getting into the car. Whereas I used to get out in the middle of the evening, or anytime something would be happening, because I was here on site, and I still pretty much am now because I'm living in the truck again. Anytime something happens, there's a good chance that I'll see it, because I've been going to town about once a day to get food and stuff, but which is a 35-minute drive each way. But I have better. Last year, I didn't have any solar panels or any marine batteries or a generator. I didn't have my power system set up, so I was always running to somewhere where I could recharge my batteries. And I had a couple of memberships in town last year, so I could figure out how to recharge my batteries and camera batteries. But now I have the solar panel out here on the property, and that I'm under contract to buy, and I can just walk to the property over there. It's about a mile away from the launch site here. Change out the batteries, and then I'm good to go for another day. So it's more sane right now, but I'm looking for things to do. I've applied to a couple jobs here at SpaceX. I haven't heard anything back from SpaceX. But I'd be happy to work with SpaceX or at SpaceX, or either here or at another location. I could still continue the OceanCam collaboration and planning from anywhere. I could do it from anywhere. So, I reached out to somebody who has a radio show, internet video feed show kind of thing, to see if he would allow me to kind of do a network the OceanCam videos from here at SpaceX to a larger audience. So I contacted one company today to see if they would be interested in having some SpaceX coverage, as well as consciousness and all types of space out-of-body stuff. Maybe even some finance, I'll just say it. I contacted the Alex Jones show because I'm a fan. Been a fan for many years. But Mike Adams is an awesome guy, the health ranger, and I was friends with him in 2007. I met him at an Expo West out there in Anaheim, California, and I had my business at the time was called Everything Raw Company, and I was making some raw organic chocolates, and he passed by my booth over there, which cost about $10,000 for the 2 or 3 day expo, Natural Products Expo West, and we did an interview, and at that point that was my first interview, and so in the next couple of years while I had that chocolate company that I founded and created. It was a vegan raw food chocolate company out of Charlottesville, Virginia. He did a couple write-ups on my company and stuff like that, but he's doing some shows on the Mike Adam, on the Alex Jones show on their band.video platform, and I'm sure they get millions of views. So I'm gonna see if they're interested, and maybe that'll boost the audience here. Yeah, pretty awesome. If anyone knows any other shows that might be interested in some type of space feed, live feed, or recorded or edited live feed from here at SpaceX, contact me and we'll do it. The Gregory Mannarino is another gentleman who has been on that show. I've been watching Gregory for a couple of years, on and off for almost 2 years, maybe 2 years. I've learned a lot from Gregory, and today he did a show saying that next week, I'll say a few finance things. Next week, the European Central Bank said that they will be buying unlimited amounts of bonds from the European market. So I think bonds are debt. They are debt. So the central bank in Europe is going to be just buying up a lot of the debt so that the rates don't spike, and they keep the rates down. I believe the interest rates, I believe they want to keep the interest rates down, and they can do that if they reduce the if they buy up the debt, is what I believe. So they've here in the United States, they haven't said that yet, but Gregory today was saying that now that the European Central Bank has made that statement and plans to buy up all the debt, all the bonds over there in Europe, that the United States will follow suit because the central bankers work in tandem. So it's very likely that next week or soon we will hear a statement from the American Federal Reserve, about buying up unlimited bonds here in the United States. They've been buying bonds already, but unlimited is a different amount of bonds. And apparently Gregory has been saying, although the Fed doesn't admit it, that the Fed, not only has the Fed been buying bonds, they've been buying stocks. And I mean, if people don't have money to buy stocks, then they can't buy stocks. But if the Fed is buying up the stocks and supporting the market, and that's the reason why the market's going up and not crashing. And it may only persist, the stock market being up, so long as the Fed keeps buying the bonds and the stocks. Anyway, that is the financial segment here at Ocean Camera Space Corp. I am positioned well. If the market goes up, I am positioned extremely well. If the market goes down, I think I'm positioned well. I think I'll make money in both directions. And if either of those two ways don't work, I think I have a third way where I can buy in with some money. That if the property, if it happens before that property sale goes through, I could use that and not buy the property. So I've got a few angles covered right now. But I've been working at this for the last 5 years to be in this position. I've been waiting for what we're seeing now to happen. Even since 2007, 2008, there are a lot of people that expected it to keep dropping, and they did the quantitative easing, and they kind of buoyed the market for the last 13, 14 years. There's some type of noise out back there. I don't know what it is. I don't know. They may be venting from one of the vents. It might be a little tiny venting of something from somewhere. I saw something like this little vent up here, or there was something like that, but in the orbital tank farm earlier today, that was making a high-pitched sound. I don't see anything from this one here, that little tiny vent there in the center, but there's something like that at the orbital tank farm, suborbital tank farm behind me, that was making a high-pitched sound, just like that, but from a different location. Otherwise, I'm just looking for things to have fun doing, you know. That's kind of... I'm weighing my options right now. I've written everything down on paper of why to keep doing what I'm doing, why to not keep doing what I'm doing. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing until one or more things change or something changes. But I've got all my thoughts written down on paper. Maybe you're going through something similar, you know? You could do a bunch of things, you're hearing different things in the economy, or maybe you're just super happy where you are. And I was happy where I was, and I just decided to make a move to be a little bit more involved in things. So, and I ended up here at SpaceX taking video footage last March. I guess over the weekend we could see more venting, we could see some moving of things. And Monday is the next road closure potential. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. Okay, Galveston County Mike says, if the market drops like a rock, I'll be buying. Yeah, me too, man. At least for the short term. If it happens soon, well, I still have money. Good stuff, Mike. I like it. Yeah, you might. People say that silver is going to go up to astronomical numbers because of all the inflation, all the printing of cash. You know, the last time the market crashed in 2008, silver went to sub $10, but it did after that. It went up pretty high. But maybe it'll crash again. You might not be able to buy any silver while it was crashed, but you could buy it. Maybe this time will be different because of if it's a liquidity freeze, then no one will be able to buy anything with any debit cards or credit cards. Maybe. But if you can go to the coin shop and buy some silver and gold coins, then that's possible. So that sound is coming from one of those either methane tanks or possibly some of those larger tanks, but I believe it's coming from this white tank farm area over there. Either something within our view or just over that concrete wall back there. There's a lot of those small vents, and that seems to be where it sounds like it's coming from, that pitch sound. I once owned like $50,000 in silver, but then after another market crashed, I bought in very low in some of these other investments. They just haven't gone back up yet. If what I bought into goes back up, I'll be maybe I might have hundreds of millions of dollars in my name if things go back where they were, that I invested that 50,000 of silver into. So I had some gold, silver and gold. So it was about, I don't know, I thought I had about $20,000 of gold, and I thought it was around $50,000 in silver, but I didn't think I had $70,000 total, but I don't have that kind of money anymore. But it's all, I'm basically broke. I have some money for the property purchase that's coming up, but beyond that and a little bit of money to live on, I'm basically broke. I'm fully invested right now. I could sell some things if I need to, but right now I'm living it right now. But I am in position, that's for sure. And I've been in position for a while now. Yep, all year in crypto too, good stuff. Right. That's one of the areas where, that's what I'm talking about there. Yeah, I believe, too bad we can't chat with voice, but I believe if Bitcoin goes back to $50,000, or if there's a liquidity freeze and they do a basket of currencies for the CBDC, then that's going to be probably the greatest thing ever, and a lot of people are going to be doing well. But we've been suffering. Unless you've been shorting some of the markets over the last several years in the crypto, but you can make money doing that. But it's a little bit tricky. I haven't been doing that. I did a little bit, but I'm positioned now for if it goes much lower and if it goes much higher. But even I've heard that there are some other people I watch, and they say the tech sector in general is very undervalued. I mean, and they also say that if Michael Burry, I think, says the market could crash another 50%. So due to either the bond bubble bursting, or maybe the real estate's going to burst, or maybe there'll be a war. So there's many things that can make the stock market crash. But there's some things that can make it go up too. So if they just decided to do some things instead of going to war or some other stuff, we could make that transition to the digital economy, which is they've been prepping us for many years, rather than go to war and then go to the digital economy. So. Yeah, buy and hold, right? Stacking Bitcoin and others, says Mike. Just buying Tesla stock, well, it's cheap. I think that's a great idea too. Yeah, that is, they are down like 30% or something, right? And I think they were going to do some type of either a reverse stock split or a stock split. I'm not up to date on Tesla. But since all that Twitter stuff happened, their stock price went down quite a bit. I'm not sure if it went down before the Twitter thing or after it, but yeah, it's a good idea. I think, do your own research, right? Not financial advice. If Tether were to crash in this year or something, that would massively take down the crypto market, and that'd be a good buying opportunity. But if you had any short tokens in the crypto sphere, not leveraged, but like 3 or 4x bear tokens. Some of those are based on, many of those are USDT, US Tether linked, but simultaneously some of those are also USD linked, so to the USD coin, in addition to having a Tether buy-sell capability. So that's good. The fact that many of these, or at least a few of the ones that I've checked, are also have the USD exchange capability, markets, USD markets. That's those should be safe as bear tokens, even if Tether were to crash. I don't know if there would be a pan sell-off where both the bear and the bull tokens would crash together, but potentially the bearish tokens would crash, would skyrocket simultaneously as the bull tokens crash. So yeah. Anyway, this may be unintelligible to some of you who don't know what we're talking about, but yeah. Galveston says Tesla will do a 1 in 3 split in the next few weeks. Oxygen tanker there. Okay, so if you have 1, you'll end up with 3. This is infotainment only, not financial advice. Okay, good stuff. Yeah, do your own research. Is not financial advice. That's very cool. So potentially, after the stock split, you'll end up with 3 Tesla shares, or maybe it's a reverse split. I don't know, but it sounds like you're saying, and maybe it's a split, and that it may end up being worth, not divided by 3, but it might be worth more than the original just 1 share, unless the Tesla price tanks 66 2/3%. You'll end up with more value after the stock split. So that's pretty awesome if it goes through, and if it turns out that way and the economy doesn't crash before then, or something else happens, that could be a good buy. Wow. Thanks for the info, or thanks for the comments. It's not really info, it's just it is, what is it called? There's a word for that. Anyone else want to talk about anything? If you have something you'd like to chat about or bring up, go ahead. It's been fun so far. There have been a few people over there in the methane tank farm, orbital tank farm, moving around. We just saw someone over there moving around, so they must be doing some venting over there in the orbital tank farm. They were offloading a bunch of fuel this morning. Many people may have seen that this morning, or in another video. We got some good lighting here, that's for sure. Barcode, nice, thanks. 649. 649. Okay, Galveston County, Mike says, I'm currently south of Houston, Texas, about 15 miles from the main gate of Houston, NASA Johnson Space Center. Well, I've got to go there. Thanks for bringing that up again. Good stuff. I'm considering a move in about a month or so. If the launch happens and things are really still active here, then great, I'll probably stay if I'm financially good. If not, I might sell a few things and go to Houston or maybe to Phoenix or some other destination. But I've been interested in getting out to a more populated area with more things to do and more people, and I could still do the OceanCam thing from a distance. Not in relation to SpaceX, but just in relation to OceanCam, I could still keep that moving. And it's going to depend on, if the property closes, then that'll be I'll still be tied down to here with that property. So I've got a bunch of things I'm considering in the next probably 2 weeks to 2 months. 1 to 2 months, 2 to 4 weeks, or something like that. See how things keep progressing here. The last couple days have been pretty exciting, and if they keep at that pace, maybe it'll keep staying interesting. If we had another stint of like 5 months, like we did between the March time frame, or even the January or the December time frame, it's kind of not as active as it has been last year. Like last year in July was super active, and if it stays active, that I'll probably have stuff to do here. But if I'm just sitting waiting for something to happen, then that's not a good use of my time. So I just want to stay busy, so that's what I'm looking at. The SpaceX Brownsville area here, I would say it's mostly Mexican people. Maybe they're American now or something, I don't know. But and then there are other people from outside who work for SpaceX in their gated community kind of things. And the SpaceX crowd here doesn't really mingle with anyone outside of their SpaceX group. So it's hard to really get involved in anything SpaceX related, except for just taking photographs and video. So that in itself isn't that exciting beyond the actual events and the things that are happening. It's pretty awesome to see it, but after doing it for over a year and a half, you gotta live too, so I gotta live. So. But it's getting pretty exciting now, so I'm gonna see how it goes. But those are my thoughts. Yep. Thanks, Helena. There is a sunset happening right now. I don't know if that would be worth seeing, but I have thought that showing the sunset to people on the other side of the planet might mess with their circadian rhythms. So I wasn't sure it was good to show the sunset, sunrise, or not. Okay, Galveston County Mike says, have you had a chance to go on site there at SpaceX on a tour? No, they haven't. There isn't a tour for the public. They occasionally they do tours for school kids, but they don't have a public tour. So they've never. I've never found a way to get on site to get that tour. The only tour I've had is by watching the Everyday Astronaut videos when he gets those Elon tours. Nice, Helena. Good stuff. I've traveled all over the world too, so I like traveling. I like places. I've been to many places around the globe. When I was younger, it was a pretty interesting thing for me to stay in one spot for too long when I was younger. and I've been to probably about 100 or more countries around the planet in my almost 46 years of life here. But when I moved to Virginia, well, when I bought some property in Virginia, I became more settled, and I lived there for the good part of 18 years. But on and off over like 23 years. I thought I saw something. There's a lift there under the orbital launch platform, and there's some hitting going on. Yep, July it is, Helena. 2 days from now is the big day, Sunday. Yep. I might, so Shabbat Shalom to you again. I'm not Jewish, but I am pretty much everything. I am everything. So I still might go and get that. I'm planning to go get some grape juice, and maybe I can get something, some kind of bread or something, kind of celebrate the Shabbat here. It is Friday evening, so, but it's good to get it before sunset. But hey, you gotta live. You do what you can. Yeah, me too, Elena. Especially if you're doing it with a group of people who are into that kind of thing, you know, for real, you know. I haven't, since you mentioned it earlier today on Twitter, I did look up. There is a temple here, a Jewish temple in town, and so maybe in the future I'll go to one or more of their ceremonies. Maybe they'll do a Shabbat. That'd be kind of fun. But I used to live, in 2013, I lived when I was becoming a gourmet raw vegan chef at the Tree of Life Rejuvenation Center in Patagonia, Arizona. I paid $10,000 for a 6-month study to become a raw vegan gourmet chef, and 2013. And the people there were, they did Shabbat every Friday and Saturday. Yeah, it was just a nice, kind of like a, what is it called? A cultural community type thing. But the rabbi also did something called Shaktipat, which is kind of like a prayer or a blessing on your head. But he is, not only is a rabbi, he's a naturopath and also a medical doctor. And he has the energy. He has a Shakti where he could activate your chakras. And a lot of times he would open up the chakras, and it was the best. That Friday night Shabbat was the best. Yeah, the Shabbat's within, yeah. But what's within over here is the same as what's in other people as well. So it's the same. The within is the without as well. But yeah, some of the best experience in my life. That can happen in any religion or spiritual practice or whatever. So, or even here in space and science, when you're looking at achieving or completing the construction of, or even the launching of the James Webb Telescope. It's the same type of excitement and opening of energy. So it's the same stuff. Depends how the intensity and the purity and everything else, you know, the goodness. Yep, unity. Yeah, good stuff. All right. One thing I'm curious about is this the big SpaceX crane. It's kind of leaning over the road. It's been here for several days. Maybe this is just a good spot to park it, but I wasn't aware that they could just park a crane over the road, you know. This thing literally might be. I would have to walk to the sidewalk over there to see, but it might be overhanging the road here. I don't know. Could be me, but I think it might be. I'm not sure if the airspace is an issue. Carlos Nunez just showed up. Let me say hello. May I get him on camera here? The man over here, I don't think he minds being on camera. Good stuff. Great photographer. Probably wrap it up in about 8 minutes. It'd be top of the hour at 60-minute live stream. Yeah, good night, Helena. Thanks. Nice to see you. Shalom. Yes, the ditch near the fence there, it's still open. They spent a lot of time today digging it out. That is the depth of a standing person. You could stand in that thing and your head would be underneath or level with the top of the concrete there. So they spent a lot of time today digging that out. And they were just standing right in that hole. So maybe this weekend, probably tomorrow, they'll fill that in or something like that with some concrete. The other side of this, they just did this area over here in concrete. They dug it out as well. They didn't dig it as deep, I don't think, but the other side they dug it super deep and all the way across probably. And they put some rebar in there too, I'm pretty sure. So, the KK. Good stuff. Yeah, what is that for? Okay, sure. Well, all along here, along the side of the fence here, they made it real nice to have the water, to move the water around, you know. This, when this was all dirt without the road here, the water would just pool up and it would sink and there would be depressions. And what they did is they dug all the dirt out of this road. It had some caliche or it had a little top, a black top initially, but they dug it all up, the original county road, and then they packed it with like 5 or 6 feet deep of big stone. A couple times they did the same spot over a couple times with these big stones, and they compacted it and they layered it with some fabric and stuff. And so that's to control the water in the area, because this used to just puddle with water. So they're concreting everything, getting rid of all the dirt and everything. And they also want to make sure this fence stays in place. They don't want it to blow away or they want it to be a real fence. So that's why they're concreting it in. You know. There's a lot of videos about all this construction here over the last year and a half on this channel. You just gotta search for it a little bit. So they're gonna finish up the other side, concreting, and maybe they have more heavy equipment on the other side versus just the side up here. So they're gonna maybe make that a lot nicer. That's the actual SpaceX property on the other side over there. So they're gonna, everything probably on the launch site over there, they could land a rocket on the other side of that thing. So they wanna make it as solid as the rest of the pad over there. So if a piece of equipment has to lean up next to the fence, it doesn't sink into the ground or something, you know. And they're probably gonna dig up the rest of it. If they move the fence over more, I don't know if they will, because there's fence on the other side there, and they can slide that closed. Maybe the amount of fencing they put in is enough to close off that entire gap without doing any more of this concrete work. But they may have to put a few more poles in and close off the rest. But I think they need it to be at least that wide so they can get the boosters and the big cranes in and out. So they may just leave it there and finish off this fence so that there aren't any gaps in it like over here. You know, they got to put that panel in. In comparison, the public side of the road here has had no, as far as I can tell, no improvements at all. Just the occasional leveling while they did this road here, they would occasionally have to move around some of this dirt on this side of the road. So the other side, the side of the road that I'm on, the public side of the road, is just dirt, you know. Sorry, that is the Lab Padre cam, but yeah, it's just dirt and grass. And I'm sure the SpaceX property was the same stuff. It was just dirt and grass when they bought it years ago, and that's what they've been able to turn it into. One of a kind right now, because the next one's being built over in Kennedy Space Center in Florida, but it's not like this yet. So this is the only one in the world at the moment, in the public sector at least. maybe SpaceX built one of these on one of the military bases. I don't think so, but yeah, I don't think there's any other one of these yet. This is kind of the first one. But there may be something similar or much more elaborate. Or I've heard at some of the secret military installations, they have these big corkscrew floors that will lift unimaginable sized ships, and they will go pretty amazing stuff in some of those defense facilities. Amazing stuff. Galveston, I haven't really chatted much with Jessica, but I have chatted occasionally with some of the others. I've chatted a little bit with Jessica, but not really. Not for a long time. Everybody's doing what they can to keep going, I think. The last 5 months, at least for the type of videos that I do, have been kind of tough. So I had a temp job, I got some outside work, and it's just the beginning of this month when I started actively filming on site again. All right. I'm going to wrap up the stream. There have been more gatherings of photographers recently in the last 2-3 months. So we have been having opportunities to chat, and I have even been on a SpaceX interview. Someone interviewed me at SpaceX one time after one of the events. So I don't know what happened with that video, but I have been able to get the Ocean Cam mission out there, even to the SpaceX photographers. So who knows where it's going to go? Yeah, Gareth. Thank you too. Thank you for the good words and the community. Good stuff. Friendship. All right, I'll get on camera briefly just to say, show my face. It's been a while. Hello. Hopefully that was good. All right, I'm going to sign out. Happy Friday or Saturday if you're already in Saturday. Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Blessings to you. I don't normally say blessings, but it is, we've been talking about Shabbat. And good. You know. Chad, when is the launch date for the rocket? Maybe next month, maybe. And possibly the second week of August. I don't know. It's KK, Elena, Galveston, Mike. And barcode 649. Good to see you. Nick, nice fun chatting. All right, and the rest who haven't, I'm not sure who's here, but yeah. All right, good night, and maybe I'll see you on the next video or in a different dimension somewhere, sometime, somehow. All right, I do believe in many different things. Signing out, Paul Esmamakos with Ocean Camera Space Corp. Good night.